Happy Halloween everyone, and welcome to another video. We're here at Kamadan, the Jewel of Istan, because Kamadan is very much taking part in the festivities, and this whole way through the series so far I've not shown you it at all. Well, it turns out we've got a whole quest chain we can do here in Alona and enjoy a lot of the Halloweeny goodness that's going on over here. So we'll be playing on Matt Greenspring. Oh, that reminds me actually, should we get one of our festive hats, shall we? Look, I just love the decorations here. Amazing. All the skeletons. Hold on. So there should be a hat maker somewhere around here. I can't remember where the hat maker is. Damn it. Maybe I should have done this before filming. In any case, I love the decorations here at Kamadan. Apart from the fact that Kamadan's always really full of people because this is like the trade hub of Tyria at the moment. And it lags out your computer like nothing else. Well, it's particularly when you're filming. It's very, very fun of it. I can't believe it. I thought that the hat guy was down there. Or was he over here? I think it was over here, actually. Yeah, there we go. Festival hats. Ketakwa. So here you can see Mad King Thorn's not actually transformed every NPC into someone else. But there are lots of Halloween-y things going on. Like, for instance, this tree that's been TP'd. And there's still a ghost ship over there. Hold on, let's speak to this guy. Do I actually have the money for a hat? I should hopefully have the money. Yeah, I've got the money. Okay, so make me a hat. Make me... We saw the pumpkin crown on Peter. So why don't you make me... I don't know, there's quite a few to pick. Let's get the ferocious ears, okay? Here you go, a genuine ferocious ears made just for you. A fine piece of work. So I think this was last year's Halloween thing, actually. The hats have been getting more, shall we say, creative as the years go by. So there we go. This, do you think this improves Matt's look at all, guys? Alright, okay, so anyway, right. This is Kamadan. There's lots of cool decorations. There's like a grave you can tread on at some point, and somebody's underground, and they'll like start complaining that you're treading on their corpse, which is quite funny. That's one of the more interesting little things that's out here. All kinds of little things, like you can see a giant ghost ship there, actually. You can see some of the stuff like you see in the Desolation there, and the Underworld. Oh, some people have been transformed, actually. I take it back. The transformed Elonian. A cardboard cutout Char Shaman, which we can actually stick our head through, I think. Hold on, let's... Oh, we're not quite the right height for it. I bet a female monk would be the right height for that. Alright, what does he have to say? I'll just get transformed into ghouls. Oh, so it's the same dialogue, sadly. But it's pretty cool around here. Let's just crack on with the quest chain, shall we? I've noticed we've kind of had a bit of a theme. We've done like one quest chain and it's taken 2 videos. One quest chain is taking 2 videos. Well, this one is significantly shorter than the other thing. Look at all this lag! I'm sorry, guys. It's more annoying for me. I have to like sort out my computer or something. I've actually filmed pretty much all of these on the same day. I'm still going at it. It's still Sunday. Which for better or worse is what I'm doing. You know. It's fine though. See, we get a nice big haunted house there. This reminds me of there's this carnival at basically a big like park that we've got in our town that appears every Halloween. And the first haunted house I ever went in was there, and it was basically just like a truck, but it was so weird. It was so small and cramped in there. It wasn't even scary. It was just that like you came in, and when you got up like into this room here, there was just it was like the noise, the volume of a foghorn. It would just blare in your ear like this ghostly noise, and it wasn't even scary. It was just annoying. It made me jump, I won't lie, but only because it was so loud. Like there was no real atmosphere in there at all. But I was like a kid, and you know, I was really excited about going in there. I thought it would be all amazing, but yeah. In any case, right. So what we're gonna do is come over here and speak to Emissary King Thorn of Kryta, I think is the guy we want. Who will give us... Yeah, here we go. Who will give us our quest. So he says, hello, or hi, as they say in these parts. Yeah, I love the way they say hi in Alona. I am His Royal Greatness King Thorn's royal ambassador to the Elonian people. The king was quite fond of Alona's many beauties before his untimely death, especially the beauty of its women. He longs to travel freely throughout the mortal realm so that he may spend more time abroad, spreading that special kind of joy only he can give. You mean transforming everyone into Moa birds and stuff? Right, yeah, I get the idea. The members of his royal court back in Kryta are working on a ceremony to break the seals between the mortal world and the realm of our beloved King Thorn. Yeah, we found out last episode. Can you imagine enjoying the benevolence and majesty of King Thorn year round? It will be just like the old days, though preferably with less regicide. I have agreed to do my part to aid in this ceremony. The first task I must accomplish is locating the spirit of the great king's 5th wife, who hailed from Vabi. Well, that doesn't come with as any surprise. Everybody from Vabi is supposed to be modelled under Lissa herself, and they're supposed to be super beautiful. So it's probably better you don't ask what happened to the first 4 or the last 3 for that matter. And just rest assured that this one was always his favourite. A king cannot return to the mortal realm without an adoring queen to stand by his side. So be a good little mortal, find his beloved and instruct her to return to Kryta for the ceremony. Oh, best not to mention being burned alive. It was something of a point of contention in their relationship. Alright, I may as well add Spectral Matchmaker to my already absurd resume. Can you imagine our resume? Can you actually imagine it if it like included details of like every single quest we've ever done? There's some pretty ridiculous stuff would be on that list. Okay, so we're going to be going over to Vabi to do this quest, which is quite an interesting quest the way it's like laid out in gameplay terms, because they give you like loads of options for what to do in it, but there's only a couple that anyone in their right mind would ever really go to, so it's like they may as well have not added the options at all, if you see what I mean. Kind of weird, but we'll talk to that when we get to it. Let's add our team. I've been looking forward to playing this map because I know my team's going to kick ass. Considering that this was essentially the group that beat the underworld, I'm really not that worried. Sat into the resplendent Mancun. So at the end of the last video, I talked quite briefly about. I mentioned that I had that I could talk about why they celebrate Halloween here in Alona for lore, which now we can quite clearly see it's because Mad King Thorn used to travel around here and he's obviously spread his influence over here. But also the real reason, I'll say it like that they added Halloween here, I think it's because I need to turn the volume down. It's because essentially what happened was the original Halloween was the first ever event that was in Guild Wars, okay? And then over those very early days, they quickly released Sori's Furnace, and then Factions, and then Nightfall. And Nightfall was released, if you bought Nightfall as it was released, or maybe it was only if you pre-ordered Nightfall, it was released exactly on Halloween. So ArenaNet were quite clever with their marketing, I think. What they did was they tried to encourage people to buy Nightfall super early. Because if you did, you could come to Kamadan during that Halloween. This is just like any other event, so you can get like a unique hat from it if you're there at the finale, which I'll be showing you next episode, the finale. And essentially what they did was they made it so that they encouraged people to buy Nightfall super early, because if they did, that meant they could go to the Halloween event here in Kamadan, which meant that they could then get a unique hat that they would never be able to get any other time. So there are a few hats which I never got. I never got Nightfall immediately on release. Eye of the North was the only game that I ended up doing that for. But like one of the hats is like this really awesome looking witch's hat, that looks really good on certain character setups and stuff, that only people who like it could be pre-ordered, or only people who were very quick off the mark for Nightfall actually managed to get those hats. So it was a bit of a marketing reason why Halloween exists here in Alona, if you ask me, and not in Factions, because Halloween wasn't coming out when Factions came out, and they invented their own celebration, which was called the Day of the Tengu, which never came back. Okay, so Zola says, hello traveller, what brings you to these parts? You, actually, I've been sent to request for your appearance at an important event. Me? It's been many, many years since anyone sought me. Well, I seek you now. In my prime, I was called the most beautiful princess in all of Vabi, if not the entire world. I'm sure you were. Men wanted me, women wanted me, but that was long ago, before I met him. Him? Are you speaking of King Thorn? That's actually why I'm here. It is. Well, isn't that interesting? And what does my beloved husband want with me? His loyal subjects plan on releasing him from his realm, so I look so stupid with the cat ears, so he may return to the mortal realm permanently. They feel your presence will act as a beacon for his soul. I see. Well, that is certainly something I wouldn't want to miss. Unfortunately, there are those who wish to prevent me from leaving this land. When I left for Kryta to marry King Thorn, I broke the hearts of many local noblemen. Their souls now remain here, sworn to prevent me from ever leaving them again. If you would be a dear and help these souls find their way out of the mortal realm and out of my business, I would be happy to travel to Kryta with haste. Okay, I'm happy to help you. Yes, people generally are. There are numerous former suitors scattered around throughout the area. Dealing with 3 of them should be enough to allow me to escape their grasp and return to Kryta. Go now. We don't want to leave my beloved waiting. Alright, awesome. So this quest, essentially now you'll see we don't have a quest marker. There are loads of these suitors all over the place, and you can wander around and find them. Now, if I remember correctly, because I did do the quest quite recently, there's a very easy way to get to all of them, but I think I've already forgotten it, to be perfectly honest. So we may just have to wander around like a headless chicken for a little while. Let's go. Somebody's watching this right now, and they're like, no, you're going the wrong way. Where are you going? Turn around. I'm going to go this way, though. I want to come out like down there. I think that's the way we went. something like that. But yeah, so this is why I think that really Halloween is celebrated here in Camadhan. If you actually have a look, like with unique hats, this is the only celebration that there are 2 unique hats every year, and I think that's a direct result of ArenaNet deciding that they'd give people a unique hat for buying Nightfall early, and now they've kind of had to have lived with it, and they have to design extra hats for Halloween where they only design 1 for every other festival. Well, they do 2 for Winter's Day as well, I guess, if you think about it, but they're not different depending on whether you're in Tyria or whether you're in Ilona. It's still pretty cool though, so I'm glad for it. I mean, I'm happy that that they celebrate in both places, and even I'm happy that we definitely don't want to go in there. I've definitely gone the wrong way. I'm even happy that factions that the people of Cantha don't celebrate Halloween, because it gives the people down there in Cantha a lot more sort of individuality, shall I say. It really does feel like a far-flung continent when you start to consider all these things that happen in Tyria and Ilona, which we know are quite closely connected. I mean, I've talked so much about how, this is just the Crystal Desert up here. I mean, it's called the Crystal Overlook, for God's sake. I mean, that is the Crystal Desert. While Cantha is, even from here all the way down south here in Ilona, many, many, many miles south. So it's pretty cool. All right, let's just go out the way we came in. Screw it. Wait, who are these? Are these hellhounds? Oh, there's one of them at least. Alright, so there's a suitor with a group of undead. So yeah, this is one of those prime examples, maybe I should have looked on Wiki, where you, if you know where you're going, you can do it very quickly. As I said, people like to farm these quests, because you get lots of trick-or-treat bags. Lots and lots of trick-or-treat bags. Which, of course, all of the ones that I get from this quest will be going to you guys. Did we kill the suitor already? We did. I don't even think you need to kill the groups that are with them. Just kill the suitor and be on your way. It's a very Halloween-y quest as well. I don't know why, and this is going to sound absolutely ridiculous, and I'm sure most of you have never seen it, but when I was a kid, I used to actually watch the Pokemon anime a lot, and this quest chain reminds me of, and yes, I told you it would be weird, this quest chain reminds me of, no, those aren't those things. There was an episode where they're at this beach place, and it used to scare the shit out of me, actually, the episode. But, there was this ghost woman that was haunting the area. And I don't know why. There's something about that quest rings true. That episode rings true with this quest. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'll probably just speed this up until we find the guys. I think we just have to go a bit south. There are a lot around. So even if you don't know the exact route, then, sure, just go around, have a bit of a go of it. It's quite an interesting thing, actually. What is your opinion, guys? I'll ask you this. Leave a comment. Tell me, do you like to use the wiki all the time? Now, there's a debate going on the forums for Guild Wars 2 right now. Basically, the question is, when Guild Wars 2 comes out, are you going to use the wiki on your first playthrough to look through it? And it's kind of interesting because the MMOs kind of have all these people now for MMOs. There's this mentality there that everybody has to know everything and do everything perfectly. When if you were to look at a different RPG, then a lot of the times people wouldn't look at the wiki because they wouldn't want to spoil it for themselves. See, so it's quite interesting. Now, it seems like there's quite a 50-50 split as well. Half the people will look at the wiki straight away and spoil it for themselves just so that they can rush through the game. And not looking at the wiki doesn't even necessarily mean you're going to rush through the game. It just means that you don't really care about spoiling the story for you. I guess it all comes down to how good Guild Wars 2 is at telling its story, right? This is what it always comes down to. Yeah, some games have got amazing stories, but if they can't tell them properly, if they don't have the means to really engage the audience and make it feel compelling, then they won't care about spoiling it for themselves, no matter how awesomely it's been written. So I guess that it all comes down to how compelling is Guild Wars 2's personal story going to be for me. I'd like to think I wouldn't look at the wiki the whole way through my first playthrough of it. We're definitely going the wrong way. I have no idea where any of these other suitors are. We've only got one, right? Oh no, we only have one remaining. Oh, so we have killed 2. Okay. Alright, well that's not too bad. Yeah, I'd like to think my first time through I won't look at the wiki, but it gets a little bit complicated, right? Because then your second time through, you could play as a different race, which completely changes the starting story, and you could pick a different order, which completely changes the middle story. So then, in a way, you're still spoiling it for yourself if you look on the wiki. There's some minions over there. Oh, but those are just bear moths, not suitors. Let's go this way. Just keep running around. We'll find them. It's no worries. There is a very quick way of doing this. You can actually see another video out there on Guild Wars Buddy's channel with me doing it with him, and he just leads the way, and we complete in seconds flat. I always feel a bit bad that I didn't look out. There we go. There's the other suitor. Simple. See? Just have a little bit of an explore around, and you'll be fine. See, the wiki, it's not just spoiling story as well. It's if you look at the wiki, you can just ruin like quests like this, you know, you lose out on the experience of looking around for stuff or finding cool secret like hidden things. But they always talk about in the Guild Wars 2 world, they keep talking about how there's going to be these hidden things there, and you'll feel amazing because it's an MMO, and yet you'll feel like you're the first person to have ever found this beautiful vista or this cave hidden behind a waterfall. And you know, with wikis being as prominent in MMOs as they are, I have to wonder how long it is before nobody cares about that kind of stuff. I mean, it would be cool as like a meeting place, I guess. Do we have to go back into the middle now? We can't just zone out. Oh, we do have to return to her. Yeah, so I wonder how much people will care. Like, say you jump up a few rocks that look like they can be jumped up. You find out you're climbing on top of some ruins that you didn't think you could. You're on the roof of some ruins. Think like, I keep mentioning Tomb Raider. Think of like Tomb Raider 1 on top of like that temple in the Lost Valley. And then like you find a waterfall and you walk behind it and there's this awesome cave that maybe you trigger a dynamic event from. Yeah, that would sound awesome, right? Until you end up going there one day and you find out, oh shit, look, there's 5 other people there. This really doesn't matter. This isn't a secret place at all. I don't care. So I wonder how much people will care about that stuff, or people will just wiki it and just do it anyway. If they do like a title that's tied to finding these super secret places, that would be quite cool. Like a new kind of Explorer title. I know that they still have a form of the Explorer title in Guild Wars 2. It's just that Explorer in Guild Wars 1, like only tiny little bits of the map unfog at a time, so you have to like scrape the walls to get it. In Guild Wars 2, it unfogs massive chunks at a time, which makes it easier to get, admittedly, but it also makes it a much less of a pain to get, because frankly, artificially raising the difficulty of getting the title by forcing people to scrape the edges of things, of every single explorable, isn't exactly my idea of fun. So I would rather they made it a bit easier than forcing people to do what they had to do in the first game. So I do agree with the changes to that title. But yeah, like hidden areas like that, I just don't know. I might. The thing that really excites me is like in Divinity's Reach, like you look at all the little rooms and, you know, like the Plaza to Lissa or to Cormyr and stuff, and I can just imagine like just picking one of those places and just sort of sitting around there waiting, and some random person, I always go the wrong way here, you're supposed to go up, and like eventually some random person will come in, and it's those moments where you're in sort of a remote area and somebody else walks over. Those are the moments where you actually talk to people, and those are the most fun times for me in MMOs, where you just... That's why I like Icetooth Cave. I've mentioned it before, but, you know, I do like it. Alright, well, we're back here at Princess Zola. I've rambled so much, we're on 20 minutes, so this is probably still going to be 2 videos anyway, so... Brilliant. Everything's going according to plan. Hey, Zola. Very good. I can see why my deranged, good-for-nothing ex-husband has you running around as his little errand monkey. I'm not sure I like you. You sound like one of those complete bitches that's just too attractive for your own good. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to head to Kryta. If that screwy, delinquent husband of mine is coming back as a mortal, I want to be the first in line to send him right back into Grenth's waiting arms. Oh, so she doesn't like him at all. Oh well, that's what the lunatic court wanted. That's what they've got. Okay, back to Camadan. It's annoying the way this is a 4-man area and Lion's Arch was 6-man, so you have to keep adding and kicking your party members. Very, very annoying.